right? But as drafts are progressing and people are picking different heroes and putting more value on different first picks, Ember slowly loses that priority, gets forgotten, but he's still just as strong. And now Virtus.pro go back into it. They pick it up once again.
For the first week, right, was Ember Spirit and Bristle back in there. Like, we would see at least every game would have one of those in.
Yeah.
I mean, those are one of those heroes that you kind of forget how to play against. You underestimate their damage, you underestimate what they do, then they come back into a meta and they look awesome for the first like 20 games, then they start to fall off, and at one point people again stop looking at them, and then bam, you pull him out. Here's the Ember. There's a good chance he does well in this game, because we haven't seen him like a few games where Virtus.pro.
There are two heroes here that, obviously, Witch Doctor and Ember on the side of Virtus.pro that love the Vessel as well. So that will come in handy versus the... Oh no! Oh, why didn't they ban it?
Oh dear.
That kid's demolition.
So this changes things drastically then, doesn't it?
It changes the game. The game is not the same when you have a Tekis.
Yeah, this changes things. Guys, I'm out.
Lizard is done.
Tekis is just a hero. You stop playing Dota. You cannot move through the woods. You can't really push the towers. You always need to have those sentries ready. Everything is different with this hero. It's just...
I'm happy. Everyone bans out Tekis from Virtus.pro, from Zayats, and this guy is a treat to watch when he plays it, so why not? Just give him the hero.
Spirit have made a grave error, though?
It's a grave error, I think so. Yeah, because, like Harry said, he does completely make you play a different game, and it's just a difficult game. It's just a very difficult game to play. However, for the player that's playing Tekis, it's fun.
Yeah, he's having a field day.
It's always like, I am disgusting. I have like 300, 400 games on Tekis just in Dota 2, and I love it. I love making people miserable, though.
What?
So that's
you have 300 and 400.
that's the reason.
Wait, do you have it or
I have? Yeah.
You have it?
I love Tekis. I used to play it quite a lot before as well.
Just gonna be sat here ready, you know. My boy Axe is in the game, even though Carl maybe not a fan of him. He's doing well.
Are you some ventriloquist? Can you like?
I cannot do that. I'm not even gonna try. Right, you know that could go horribly wrong. But you guys can pick up all of your merchandise, including the limited edition Dota stuff that you can find all on the WePlay store. Axe comes into game. I got honorably gifted him because I only play two heroes. I only play Dragon Knight and Axe. T-Gov is coaching me now, though. You know. See, we're gonna come into this.
Oh.
Liz's face like, you're not going to do so well on that. T-Gov coaching you.
It's really interesting to me that the side of Spirit didn't pick a Phantom Lancer, because it's just one of those heroes that deals really well with the Tekis. It goes into an early heart, and
the laning stage is horrible for you, though. See him. You can maybe doppelgang the suicide once or twice, but you really require that doppelgang to get away, and then he just lands on top of you, deals 1 million damage, silences you for 1 million seconds, and runs you down.
Still, carry players love to play PL against the Tekis. I don't know if it's the same as team playing, because you rarely see a team playing Tekis, but it's definitely something that carry players like. They decided to go with the Troll. It's decent. It also gets some tanky items. We can expect an early BKB or SNY and Satanic to actually tank him up, and then he can always get his ulti off. It's a decent hero. If I'm playing a carry inside of a game, since I can't play a Phantom Lancer, I always go Troll against the Tekis. But man, do I hate that hero.
There is also an option for them. Yeah, you're playing into an Ember, but there's an option to pick a TA as well. It's kind of solid versus Tekis. That's something, at least. But it's not only Tekis. You can't really just... That's the thing. You can't just be thinking about it. You need to deal with other heroes. But Virtus.pro, they snatch that TA away from them, and they're going to be playing it. Viper is banned out. Razor is banned out. There are heroes that work well against her still in the pool that you can pick. Perhaps Spirit can do something wonky and just pick that... Huskar for their mid. That's something that would be pretty sick for them.
Though the new Huskar, he doesn't have magic resistance, so he doesn't work that well against these heroes. He doesn't work well against the Axe. He doesn't work well against the Tekis. Maledict can sometimes be a problem for him. If his Aegis is out, let's say, and then you Maledict him, he's gonna die from it.
Yeah,
so
that's also true.
It's good for the laning stage, though. We've seen these two teams. The laning stage went well. They go for a Monkey King.
No, that's another hero that should do fairly well versus the TA in the laning stage. It's a little bit more of a skill-based matchup, and the TA can play it at least. The Huskar lane is pretty much unplayable, and you need to jungle. This lane you can't play. You can actually play, so there's that.
It's still easier for the Monkey King,
Yeah.
I guess.
So we spoke about obviously techies being this big condition for VP. I think it's going to be going crazy.
Yeah.
But is there an opportunity here for Spirit, guys? Is there any hope on their side?
There is. They have two cores that are very strong and can be the real win condition in this game. You have the Troll, you have the Monkey. I can definitely see them taking this game, but they are playing versus a Virtus.pro techies. And man, this team is the only one that picks it at the moment, and they make it work. One of the games that they won versus OG was also with the techies. So I'll go with the Virtus.pro, but all eyes on techies. It's just going to be a fun game.
Just
All
one
eyes on
question: am I
techies.
allowed to flip-flop, or now when it's
You can
1-1,
flip-flop
do
whatever you want, mate,
Really?
at this point. You've even adopted the name.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna go for Spirit then.
Okay.
I think they have really strong lanes. I think the Monkey King is gonna do well mid. The Centaur and Rubik are gonna do well bot. They can get enough items to actually be able to finish this early, and even in the later stages of the game, they should be fine. They just need to not get stomped in the lanes to let the TA get the Aegis, and then they would be in really big trouble.
All right, well, let's get into the game because Toby and Lacoste are standing by. And guys, you know what this means. Techies is in play, but do you agree that it's going to be a VP game, or are you more likely to side with Hairy Freak, who loves to flip-flop on it all?
You know what? I'm happy not to flip-flop. I'm actually happy to look at techies as a real hero and work out how the game is going to play. Lacoste, you and I are having a long discussion about this during the draft as well, about like if Spirit knew what they were getting themselves into. And I think they did at least, but I don't know about you.
If I had to choose one person to cast this game with, it would be you, Toby, every single time. If there's techies in the game, like, I want to hear your opinion. I don't play this hero, I try to play it. I'm legitimately probably I'd say one of the biggest haters of the hero. It just feels so weird, and like, you die, he doesn't do anything, he just planted the mines, just straight up, you're dead, you vanished.
Well,
So I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions.
If that's fine by me. If you want to do that, I'm also going to love the fact if he puts in a sentry ward, I'm going to laugh my ass off if he actually gets that radiant obs. He's trolling the trees. All right. Trying to be a pain and get the hell out of here. Yeah, so you can do 9 heroes and I'll do 1. Is that a good division of labor?
Sounds good to me.
But even this commitment, like, even if they do think they can kill off techies, they have to think again. Like, Suicide's not like the old Suicide. It's a really great lane harasser. And it's kind of interesting to actually watch the build coming in from Zayak. He's gone 3 Fairy Fires at the very beginning. Like, when the headdress was really in its prime, like, you just get a headdress and then you'd be able to just go into your soul ring nice and quick. And that's always the goal of every techie, get your soul ring as quick as you possibly can. But these 3 Fairy Fires just let him dive onto a Troll Warlord, which is definitely a harder jump.
Look at him. He's 8 at Tango, so he's just going to use Blast Off if they group up together to have Region and pop a Fairy Fire.
If you're ever running a safe lane, you never come in the blast radius of your teammate, especially when you're a ranged hero as Grimstroke. You just can't do it. There's nothing techies loves more than to have 2 heroes group. But there's also something techies really hate. So, like, we can talk about the positive things from him, but there's one thing he absolutely detests, and that's these high HP heroes that could walk into Fog of War and not care. And that's why I think Team Spirit were willing to actually play with this. My god, GPK is taking a lot of damage. But it's why I think Spirit were okay to play with this, because Centaur is one of these heroes that actually doesn't care as much about techies' minds. He will walk in, he will trigger everything, and still have a lot of life.
And I've seen this build in public games like Fairy Fires, and it also gives you damage, harassment, and you know, Blast Off is ready. Let's see.
And he'll go just a Suicide. Gets more damage into Troll, who's down to 2 tangos, and he'll TP back out again. You're not really looking for damage from the techies early on. It doesn't work that way. It's good chip harassment against people who have low HP, but and low armor, but Troll's not one of those heroes. Good hop
How's
stomp
mid
up
lane
on
doing?
top.
I mean, man, we were just talking about techies. It's Techie's Guide, How to Play It by Zayats. And Toby also giving his commentary about it. Like, how many games do you have of techies, Toby?
A lot. And I also play with a guy called Kayanada, who has his level 25 techies, and his entire YouTube channel is dedicated to that hero. So yeah, we've talked a lot about it. I think the most disappointing techies I've ever seen was Wings, but they were just doing it for the YOLOs.
I mean, I don't mind seeing techies in my games because I know I'm gonna report him anyway. So like, you can do whatever you want.
Hey, this is the mentality you got to shift. You got to listen to the interview that Resolution actually did when they were asked about it during the ESL tournament. And he's just like, yeah, as a team, you have to understand how this hero works, how you can capitalize on it. If you always think the techies is your enemy, then you're not playing techies correctly. Like, as a team, you will just lose because you have to play a different style. Think of it in the way where no one can smoke you, no one can move surprisingly against you, without flagging some kind of indicator. So smoke being such a huge critical thing in the game of Dota, you can actually nullify it with techies. This is why people hate him, because most of the heavy maneuverability that you get from utility items like smoke are just useless.
Just that you can't play. He changes how game is played. Like, you can't run up hills. You're gonna be making different kind of rotations because you know he is, let's say, playing top part of the map, and then you can't be. Then you need to be the bottom, and I mean, your team can benefit from that. You know where the mines are.
He's looking for the wiggle wiggle. That's a little too early, Zayak, and you knew it as well. He was baiting into the troll warlord to buy more time for Resolution to actually get the kill. With the Fairy Fires, techies knew he was going to survive. But when you miss those blast offs, you always get a little scared. But he was able to hit 0 heroes and they still find a kill on the lane. And he's moving towards the mid where GPK. Nice mischief, but one more attack from no one. No, he needs 2. Chasing through the tree line, salving up underneath the tier 1 tower. TP support's coming in from the Rubik. Zaya's going to leave a techie's mine down just for extra measure as no one. Does he want to try and turn? The coconut actually bounces all the way from top lane down towards the mid. You're going to lose once again. The Troll's Courier Centaur will die up on top, but we're just losing everyone everywhere. Zayak will commit suicide towards the mid to get the kill onto the monkey.
Zayat just got 2 kills on both cores of Team Spirit. He killed the bottom lane, now he killed the mid lane. I mean, he probably is the best techies player in the world.
Yeah,
he knows how to play him in the professional games, and he's maxing out blast off, like at least the second point.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to be able to do. In the early stages, you actually don't care so much about your red mines. You want to be able to get the blast off. Like, even the extra 1 second of silence is pretty nice, but it's the damage increase. Up an extra 100 damage just from this. Troll Warlord needs to find a kill right now, or else he's just going to die to the battle hunger, just range harassment. Zayak actually hits him with a potato gun. 41 damage, and he gets the last hit in.
This is insane. Like, why are not other people playing techies?
It's a really, really good question. And you see the way he does it. So this mine he's just planted on the bottom. It's a little too early because the range catapult's there, and he does not want to have a mine near that. But this actually stops any support hero walking up through the trees around the back. You put a mine on the left and a mine on the right, and there's no way you can see it to deny it in time. So you're literally able to make it so if you want to try and come and do a pull, you're taking your life into your own hands, either for a retreat or for an attack. And Sentry Wars don't do jack. This is why you go blast off in the early levels. Let players burn their money on Sentry Wards and obs. It's not going to make a difference.
It's not just that.
Mid lane?
Even if you don't get a kill, you're still doing so much damage.
No one. That's really nicely done by Misha. He came into level 2 Inkswell and hit him with a level 3 Stroke of Fate, and no one was really diving for GPK. And of course, on bottom lane, you can have Troll Warlord being dove. Techies does not have blast off available, but he has mines. He's in range, and the battle hunger does its job. Centaur also died in the top lane while all that was going on. You've already got an insanely powerful lane of Witch Doctor and Ember to work. And they're going to go again. Cask into Maledict into Slide of Fist Searing Chains. And Immersions. Does he? Yeah, he's going to TP back. I think he knows he ticks if he stays in the lane.
So in the bottom lane, Axe going for different kind of a build. No points in Berserker's Call, maxing Battle Hunger just for the kill potential. Like he's
Zayak, run away.
You hear that sound.
You see, like
they're back off.
They're buying Quelling Blades to try and cut through the tree lines. It's exactly what they need to do. Grimstroke's actually burning Tangos at full HP in order to find the lines to find those mines. It's actually one of the things you can do. Monkey. A little bit of trouble. TA Trap's going to slow him down. That just sets up for the Techie to get the jump forward, but nicely done from GPK. Kills off Zayak. He knows if he hits the stun, then there's no chance to get that quick red mine down and even maneuverable, like maneuver out of the way.
Oh, the thing about Tech is if he's going to start to be picked more often, like you need to start playing the hero to understand how to play against him. That's one way to counter him. And man, I do not want to start playing techies.
If you want the easy way, play a Rubik. Rubik's actually one of these heroes that if you're quick enough on the grab, you can actually grab techies before he finishes his blast off. Techies is interruptible during that blast off, so find things that can grab him in the air, and it does cause problems for the hero.
just have Rubik and just be quick with your fingers.
Yep. I know it's not the best solution in the world. Vision's the other one. Beastmaster's is pretty good, but not because you send your boars at it. A level 4 ball will be killed off by a level 4 red mine.
Oh, they're in trouble on the top lane.
Yeah.
PW with the haste.
Easiest start. They know with the observer already down the lane that this isn't a problem. And Witch Doctor? He might go for more if he didn't get hit by the telekinesis throwback. Add some pressure to the techies. Don't let him go back to his mines. This observer is actually going to pay real dividends for Team Spirit because they're seeing all the setup that Zayak is doing.
Do you get 1 point in status trap on level 5? I believe
you can do. It kind of depends on what heroes are going to come at you. I think against a Monkey King, you definitely want to get at least 1 value point in that. Monkey King's actually one of the worst heroes to play against techies. But you know, he's going to kill off TA in the mid lane. Or will he? Sentry Ward's only now just being planted down. That took a little longer. Ember Spirit wants to help out. You do have your strike to come in. And Ember Spirit, have they actually bought the space for no one to back up? Another quick slide of fist, ILTW. He TP'd in, mops up the creep wave, and he's going to be okay.
Team Spirit surprised that Templar Assassin has Meld and Invis, so it took them like 3 seconds to plant down that Sentry Ward.
Zayak's gonna suicide now. Actually, no, he can't. It's on cooldown. He was coming over for the outpost, and Troll Warlord really looking for something, but won't find anything. It's just a full backup. But to answer your question, like, yes, you do want to get a stasis trap point. It's great for ramp protection, but it's even better for a Monkey King who accidentally, like, springs into a group of trees. You need to be able to hold him there so he can't just try and spring away in time.
Let's see if he gets it. He is level 5. I believe he's gonna get it. Like, status trap is like your setup for the mines, for the kill.
Just as also a side thing, you can actually hold the point. If you think a red mine's going to get a kill, you can level it up, and it will level it up to the next level mine. I don't believe they've changed that yet. Goodbye, Axe. So yeah, you can actually wait and then level it up to level 3, and your level 2 mines that you planted down proximities turn to level 3s. Witch Doctor looking to go for a solo kill over on the Centaur. You no need a suicide for this one, or maybe Centaur is a pretty tanky kind of guy. So yeah, they're gonna commit it.
So he took another point in Blast Off.
He did,
and he found the perfect item for him: Arcane Ring.
Oh, life gets a little nicer with that. Soul Ring plus Arcane Ring. Yeah, you're looking pretty good. How's the other heroes going? We've talked a lot about techies, and I know I kind of want to do it, but the people are going to get really annoyed if I become the analyst in this.
You're the techies expert here, Toby. Well, top lane is going extremely well. ILTW going for that Spirit Vessel, which is one of the strongest items right now, I believe, besides Heaven's Halberd. And it can be played, I mean, it can be made by any of the heroes. It does so much. The overtime damage gives you the tankiness. Templar Assassin doing great. On top of net worth, just clearing some stacks. Like, that's the thing you want to have when you have Ember Spirit. You need some kind of a tower damage. Otherwise, you can't really siege, you can't go for objectives, then you're really limited in like getting a kill into any kind of objective. Axe doing great. Getting closer to his Blink Dagger, just 500 gold away.
You know what? I'm just watching GPK's movement. If this was the old map where you had the shop on the side, GPK would be dead right now. This is a no-go zone against the techies, the trees on the eastern side. And you can see, I think GPK wanted to initiate underneath the tier 1 tower. They're looking for their target on bottom lane. Resolution's hanging by. Solo's here with his Death Ward available. Throws out the cast. Troll Warlord, Searing chained up. Not going to get much more. Just burn the Urn Charge. Full matchup. Zayek's being used to deep push. They're giving space for Templar Assassin to finish up a Desolator. You know, we've really just turned this bottom lane into a tri-lane versus a tri-lane. And I also love how Immersion's setting so close to that red mine. But the jump comes in. ILTW, primary target. He doesn't have a spirit to get away from this one, but the slider fits. At least is able to dodge the first stun. As Ember Spirit gets away to safety, GPK connected with the Maledict. And 4 heroes now on the bottom lane from Spirit. They want to change this up. So they send Troll towards the mid lane instead.
They're very limited on controlling Ember Spirit, and you can see one of the reasons why he is playing so cocky on the bottom lane. He has a poor man shield, extra protection, vitality booster, pretty hard to take down. They need to have like initiation from a Centaur's Blink Dagger or Rubik Cliff into Centaur's stun. Otherwise, I don't think you're getting a kill.
It's actually hilarious to watch a Centaur at level 8, almost level 9, walk past a Techies at level 6 and just Techies taunts him back.
I did not find that funny, Toby. I don't know. It's just you love the hero too much. Here he comes.
Oh, he goes for the blast off too. The keg and the attack. It won't be enough. He's got stick charges available, but no one's moving in. And Zayek's like, can I finish this myself? A stampede has to be used to escape the initiation.
If he
At least Rubik gets the steal resolution. Oh, we found the call. Immersion goes down quickly. They'll move up the hill. GPK wants to be part of this one, but he's lost his teammates, and you've still got that double damage on no one. GPK, he topped so much damage, and he was affected by Maledict at the same time. The Battle Hunger is striking him down. In fact, it's just going to be Solo's Maledict that gets the kill. Not even no one's TA trap.
Beckis is just controlling the map for them. Like, he's showing on the top lane, you know, we can't play this part of the map. It could easily backfire. How many deaths do they have? GPK 4 deaths, Dyrachyo 3 deaths. Like, this deck did so much with those early ganks.
And they keep going again. Blink call, resolution, finds his target over towards the Troll Warlord. Now the paralyzing cast will bounce out. It all comes a little late, and resolution underneath the tier 2 tower might get a little over ambitious. As a stun back down again. No one turns into the fight on GPK. He's able to actually get a little bit further away thanks to the mischief, but that doesn't mean he's away to safety. That Templar Assassin is a beast with a Desolator, and now can buy the Blink Dagger as well.
I saw that.
Oh, they got you baited. Like, Solo was playing a bait. No one hiding underneath the melt shadows. I thought he was gonna go for like a support, but he knows the hero. Like, instantly goes for Monkey King. Monkey King is not having a game. It was your 10th pick Monkey.
Man, I'm just loving watching Zayek. He's prepping the north. He's finally got the point of stasis traps up at level 8. And he's left his red mines at 2. It's a very unorthodox thing to kind of do, but I get it when you're going up against a hero like a Centaur. Zayek actually really prefers using his greens to create the keg timers when he wants it to go off.
Region rune for techies.
That's nice, huh? Well, actually, he passed it.
Oh, no one, come on.
Yeah, and then you prep these other little traps. And this is where VP play really, really well. They're looking for their own vision. GPK. Oh, he's bouncing down a farm. Oh, very quick to get back up again. The silence came on Axe. He already burnt out the call. Paralyzing cast. Maledict off target. Virtus.pro missing a lot of their abilities they have to back up.
And the vision game they get from techies, from
and
psionic traps.
Oh, not like this. Not like this. The call is out. No one can finish the job. You at least have a returned Maledict coming in from the Rubik. So getting over-aggressive from Virtus.pro is a little harder. ILTW is going to be careful about that. Troll Warlord, however, the paralyzing cast, it bounces up to the monkey in the trees. Now the Stampede away. The Maledict, the last trigger, it's going to tick him. He's trying to finish the TP back to Troll Warlord.
No.
He's alive. He's alive. One card is up. And he has the raindrop.
He bought the raindrop in base. Either you buy a raindrop or you buy a fairy fire just to keep yourself alive. And Centaur is the perfect target to go for. Like, if you go for anyone else, they can use the Stampede. Even though he got the Stampede off, they still managed to bring him down. So right now, they're just controlling the map with the traps, with the bombs, and easily can go into Roche Pit. Next rune spawns in 10 seconds. If somehow it is a double damage on
Solar.
top.
Gonna get the Maledict. They need more help. Need a lot more help. But then again, you can just catch out the Rubik. Resolution jumps in with no one to rip apart Immersion. ILTW also looking for his own target. This Troll Warlord's run back past the tier 1 tower. They can go all the way up to the Centaur. No, don't run over the kegs. Don't run over the kegs. You think you can take that farm, the kegs and the red mine. It's a pre-prepared trap. You know they're going to move off the lane to go and farm the camp when they're there. And he fell for it. Hook, line, and techies.
And he tips him. Duratio tips Zyads. I know that feeling. Like, you're actually mad at him for killing you like this, but you can't say anything since it's a professional match. You know, but there would be a lot of old chat if it was not a pro match.
It's really funny though, like the way it gets played. So like obviously red mines will do more damage, but the remote mines, they're practically, well, they're actually less mana cost than that of the red mines. So you time when they go off, as long as you can keep them away from sentries or you keep them in these controlled positions. Like that kill on top wasn't a red mine. The red mine never even triggered. Now, jump forward. Good hook stop over on No One. Refraction's going to buy him a little bit more time. Resolution's coming in. But now into the Wukong's command. No One really trapped up. Down for 50 seconds. They stampede because Spirit want a hell of a lot more. Solo and ILTW on the full retreat. They will get back a little bit out to safety. Resolution standing just looking at him.
Surprised that Virtus.pro didn't go for Roche. Secure it for Temple Assassin. Zion gets another one.
Oh, and another one too! Careful of walking up into Fog of War on ramps. You can't do it. You're gonna get a stasis trapped. And again, it's the green mine's power that kills him, not even the reds. And you're gonna get a kill on top. Troll Warlord's making a break for the trees, but those trees won't exist after a blast off. But Zyek knows he doesn't need to commit it. He just puts down both the reds, he puts down the greens. Resolution can axe him down, and then you turn this into a tower push.
You can see Troll, like, I need to pop my ulti so I'm not low, but Spirit Vessel doesn't allow him to lifesteal, and then he just gets dunked easily.
Mm-hmm.
So Stites is going for mech. Like, he wants to be having more teamfight presence. That's why they need to go Roche. Like, you know that you can't just straight up run into Roche Pit. There are gonna be mines, even though they could not have any of those. Like, play the mine games with it. Secure that Aegis for No One.
They'll have it. Like, this is actually one of the coolest things to watch. When you remember, like, there was an ESL. That's one of the things. But there was an ESL where I stood up on the panel and I talked about Trinity mines. We won't have to talk about it in a second, though, because we've got a smoke out from Spirit. They're looking for a target, Templar Assassin. Once again, that primary target they're going for. They should have enough damage to get through No One. Sentry Ward's still planted, so there's no hiding inside the meld. But it's this Trinity camp that Resolution's standing on right now, where you have the Sentry, the stasis trap at the back and the red mines at the front. So by the time the stasis trap will trigger, you're already too close. Amisha, this is silly. This is suicide. Quite simply. And now you go into even more.
And another one.
You don't enter Techies.
He found Monkey.
He enters you. Now the Fable comes out. Monkey King goes for the kill, but what are you doing? Techies has driven you to madness. You are going into an area you have no vision in, where Techies has prepared the field of play. Why?
I mean, it's so hard to play against this. They're just keeping the vision with the traps. They even have Observer Ward on the high ground, but for God's sake, please kill the Roche. Give that Aegis to no one. He died twice already. Like, he just wants to farm his BKB. They have no real good abilities that go through BKB besides like right clicks from Troll and Monkey, which is not enough. And here we come.
They're looking for something, but once again, like, okay, observers and sentries get planted down. You throw down a second observer so you can see on top of the hill. The sentry's a little too far away from the rest of the stasis traps, but there's no more greens here. There's just reds. So Virtus.pro have already abandoned the position. I think this is also another test of a really great player. Like, Zayak already knows where his team is moving next, and he prepares for it. So there's defensive traps on the tree. That's what Misha walks into. And now the jump call on top of the Centaur. Can't back away from ILTW. Monkey wants to help him out. Roshan's already taken from no one, so now he can come and join the fight. Ember Spirit controlled up by the Rubik for paralyzing Cask, as well as the Maledict. They can't move the back line. No one lines up Misha in immersion, and everyone just gets sighed to death. And with the Death Ward, Troll Warlord cannot escape from that one. The spirit may be broken. Virtus.pro. This map belongs to them.
It's just the mental damage the Stakis is doing. Like, you know you can't move around freely on the map.
Yep.
And
They thought they had enough to actually deal with it. Maybe they thought their lanes were going to be strong enough to survive. But now Monkey's going to die because no one's jumping in. He's got so much damage. And the call. Oh, it caught the Centaur before he could get the hoof stomp off. At least he'll get two now. This fight just keeps continuing on. The Solo's got no more mana to actually give. ILTW, one last sleight of fist. They'll kill off the Centaur. Meanwhile, Techie's pushing top.
What's his net worth? He has almost the same net worth as enemy mid laner. GPK, man, he must be triggered out of this world.
And you see where he's preparing again. Like, if you really want to study a Techies, just study Zayak and look at the look at the timings of when he actually prepares the traps. Like, he's still re-preparing the trap up on top because I think he understands that Troll wants to go somewhere else and farm if they get a little bit of space. And that stops it. That stops your advantage that you think you're going to gain. Resolution runs up into vision this time around. But Ember Spirit has a haster and he's ready to fight. 5 Spirit Vessel charges, a Sleight of Fist, Searing Chain. They hold the Troll Wall into position. GPK, this is a good stun in from Centaur. Able to catch up both Axe as well as Solo. So Solo goes down and even the Soulbind grabbing the Axe, grabbing the Ember Spirit. Axe will finally go down, but no one, everyone is standing together. Social distancing. Please, no one will keep on going in deeper. Misha is Searing Chained up. 4 heroes on the sideline. Immersion's the last one left alive, and now it's a mango party at the Radiant Fountain. They're going to take everything, get all their mana back up too, to try and look for the next fight.
And Techie's already preparing once again, same spot. Like, he's just shutting down the map completely for them. It's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I don't think he even cares they have observers and sentries. They know it. They put the observers and sentries down before. He's even holding his greaves so that they can get the double heal, and ILTW just doing this solo. He's got Aghanim Scepter, Ember Spirit, a quick jump away, and they just tap out. I don't want any more to do with this. This game is Virtus.pro's, this series is Virtus.pro's, and the position in the playoffs, it belongs to Virtus.pro as well.
This was over.
Have they managed to kill Techies even once, or did they suicide every single time?
I think they got him once. I think they actually got him once, but yeah, because suicides show up as normal deaths, it's a little